Hello, my name is Mohammed Soap, and I'm with my co-host today.
Abdullah Uza.
Let's bring this energy in. What's our podcast, Abdullah?
Ammo. How do you forget? Ammo.
I make mistakes, but Abdullah, today our professor, Dr. Adam Hazlitt, provided us with 5 questions to prove whether or not we're AI. And by looking at it, I don't want to imply anything, but
No, you're just assuming. I don't like how you're assuming right now.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I already made the assumption that you are AI, but come on.
That hurts, but hey, let's get these questions going, Abdullah.
Okay, so first you provided us with what is your most memorable childhood event and how has that impacted you today?
It's a good one. It gets in deep. Growing up, I wasn't the most smartest individual. At second grade, I was really close to getting held back. And luckily, they provided me with tests to see whether or not I was able to move to the next grade level. I studied hard day and night just to be ready to this test, just to prove that I'm capable of going to the next grade level, you know? And luckily, I passed with flying colors, and I did really good. And I honestly think that was like the first moment I was proud of myself. And that's a moment I really cherished in my heart. And I learned how to study from that, and I've taken those values all the way to high school and to my dual enrollment classes now.
So how would you say that impacted you today? Would you say it helped your study?
It helped my study habits, and it taught me the value of hard work and dedication. Because if I didn't dedicate that time, I honestly think I would be I'm a junior right now currently, but I think I would have been a sophomore.
Oh yeah, you want to be in the same grade, man. Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's good that impacted you. I mean, I like to hear that, you know.
And now, what memory did it impact you when you were a child, man?
All right, so my most memorable childhood event is scoring a goal, last minute goal against a rival team, back in like 5th grade. The whole game was 2-2. You know, we're playing down, not a positive mindset, nothing. And with like 5 minutes left in the game, the ball gets crossed in, and I took advantage of our opportunity and I scored. And you know, scoring and just like looking around, everyone going crazy, like the whole team, everybody. It's just like it was like such a wow moment that you can't forget about it.
You hyped them up.
Exactly. Like, you know, it took us to win the championship game. So I would say how that impacted me now is it built like a love for soccer that's just it's always gonna be there. So I continued playing soccer from there on, and I feel like when I'm playing bad and when I'm putting myself down, I just look back at these kind of teams that kind of push me to keep going and not to quit. You know, I've been in my lows. Everyone's been in their lows, and at some point I did want to quit. Just looking back at these kind of things.
Keep that momentum.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how it impact me, correct? Like right now.
And I have a question as well to add on to that. What are shapes and even colors that you describe that you think are Abdullah Uza?
Facing. All right. So I like this question. I would say some shapes that would describe me would be a triangle and a circle. All right. That's 3 sides of a triangle. You know, each point is pretty sharp, and I feel like those 3 points represents my different kind of interests. You know. So like among the 3 sports that I play, soccer, tennis, and golf. You know, one point is one thing like soccer, the other point is tennis, and the other point is golf. And I feel like it shows like each point shows like my new experiences, my challenges. All right. So moving on from there, I would also describe myself as a circle. I know a circle's pretty basic, but a circle's never ending. All right. So um, it's like a continuous form that represents like my like approach to others and how easily I connect with others. See, no circle has a beginning or an end. So I have like an open and an inclusive nature. I feel like welcoming people from like all different parts of life into my world.
That's perspective.
Not
right
like
there.
into my world, but like into my life. Like me and this guy, we were never friends before this, right?
Never knew
And
each
so
other.
I took the opportunity to like reach out to you, and then we decided to do this assignment together, and I feel like that really shows like how a circle
That's a good moment, you know, Abdullah. Let's
So continue on to colors, I would say red represents me because it represents like my love for soccer, and also the team I play for. Our colors are red, so you know like I had to kind of correlate those two. But I feel like red symbolizes like passion and energy and like competition on the field. Because soccer matches are full of intensity and excitement. So I feel like this reflects like my lively spirit when playing for a sport I love. You know, and red really has a demeanor to it. That makes sense.
Wow.
All right. And then another color I would say is green, like a deep green kind of. This kind of rich green, like, shows my enjoyment of golf. You know what I mean? It symbolizes like the fairways and like the like landscapes of the golf course. So, and also like green like represents growth and renewal. So reflecting of like how the game of golf like challenges me to improve and develop my skills with each round. All right. So I know you asked me this. I'm gonna have to hit that question right back to you, just so I know that you're not AI. So
Okay.
what would you say are some shapes and colors that represent you?
So start off with the shapes. If I had to pick two shapes, I pick a circle and a rectangle because rectangles have edges, and I believe at life you always need to get the edge. You always need to get the head, you know. And I believe by doing that, you need to work hard. You need to dedicate some time. So I like that shape. My next shape, a circle. You know, I like to add on to what Abdullah Uza said about how there's no beginning, no end, just keeps on going. But as well, to have people usually say you need to have a well-rounded life to have a successful life. And what shape is round?
A circle.
A circle. So I like that shape as well. And that's something that describes me, something that fits closely with me, you know? And for colors, I like black, I like white. You know, the basic colors.
Pretty basic. Pretty basic.
Oh, basic guy, I can't lie. I like these colors because black's sharp, black's chill, and my shirt's currently black, you know?
Yeah, I always see you wearing black now.
You know? And white's classy, white's vibe, white's has its way in life, you know? Passionate. The cups we have right now, they're white.
Yeah.
But overall, personally, with me, you know, I just like the color white, I like the color black, and my shapes.
But I have another question to you. You know, kind of give us a bland answer. How would you say like these colors like resonate with you? If that makes sense.
Resonate with me. Maybe perhaps the way when you write like when you write with a pencil, it's black, and with writing with black, it's always a reminder of schoolwork. It's always a reminder of dedicating time to everything that I've been doing right now. You know, my dual enrollment classes, my high school classes, even at work. Sometimes you gotta write. You know, and maybe that's the way that black hits me. I really have to be honest here today.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, I like how you made a correlation with school, and especially since in the beginning when you're talking about your memories and how school and your studies, you know, stuff like that. So I like that. I like that.
Let's get on to the third question. You know.
All right, so describe why time flies like an arrow, but fruit flies like a banana.
That's great. For me, time flies like an arrow because growing up, people would always tell me, you know, so this world, it goes by what's it called? It's not enough, you know. It's too short, and like an arrow, it goes quick, it goes fast, it's short.
Yeah,
So I feel like that's how it could symbolize. And a fruit flight, my answer is kind of basic, like the previous one, but
pretty basic guy here.
hey, I'm real. Proves I'm real. But you know, I think the what's it called, the fruit flies are attracted to bananas, and that's why they constantly go on them. That's why they're over them, and that's my perspective on the thing. You know, that's how I was able to like process it, and that's how I was able to understand it. Abdullah, how were you able to understand it all as a whole?
Okay, so honestly, looking back at this question, honestly, it took me like a little bit while to really get at what it was saying. So obviously, the beginning is pretty simple. Like, time flies like an arrow, and it is true. Like it feels like yesterday I was like 6 years old. That makes sense. Like, I don't know. Time really does go by fast. And like I remember when I was younger, a lot of people would tell me, um, live your life and like you don't want to grow up and stuff like that. And now I'm the person telling my younger brother this and like people who are younger. So it just shows how time does fly. And then looking how fruit flies like a banana, doesn't it get to me until like 30 minutes later? I feel like it's a joke, like to correlate with the arrow, to make us really think about the question. So I mean, so fruit flies are just bugs that like fruit. So I feel like the question was just meant to throw us off. But our time's running out in here, so I think we gotta change the setting, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Bro, we're supposed to end up at your house, not here.
My bad. I didn't know. I teleported us by accident.
Oh my god.
Okay, instead of complaining, let's get this podcast going, okay?
Okay, let's
the
get it
people
going.
want to hear about ammo.
Let's continue on to our next question, since we kind of wrapped it up over there. All right. So how do you feel when you think about your upbringing, and what makes you feel that way?
When I think about my upbringing, I think about perseverance. Because, as I mentioned before, you know, growing up, it wasn't easy, you know? Like, I always felt like I was kind of behind compared to other students. Like, always had to catch up. But once I got that method of learning how to study, I felt like I started getting ahead. Like, oh, shoot, I'm getting this. I'm recognizing this. And that feeling was really, really good for me, you know? I think it's something I needed younger to boost my morale. And, yeah, so I think I had an overall good childhood, and luckily I benefited from it. But, Uza, how did you feel, man? How was it growing up being Abdullah Uza?
Alright, so I believe like my upbringing was very fair, and I was raised by like very amazing parents, but they were strict. So I feel like the strictness created a sense of wanting to do things that they wouldn't allow me to. But luckily, I was smart enough at the time to not do these kind of things, and to not like let my
Emotions get the better of you.
Yeah, my thoughts get the better of me. Exactly. So like I feel like if my parents were slightly more lenient, I feel like I wouldn't be who I am today. So I'm very thankful that they were strict on me. And growing up was good, you know. I didn't really have a struggle with anything. And I'm happy to say I was able to grow up in a modern household. So the sense of wanting to do things that my parents wouldn't allow me is a common experience for many people like who have grown up with strict rules. And it creates like a curiosity. So I feel like that's maybe like what like was my curiosity and why I'd want to do these things.
Curiosity.
So, you know, overall, I feel like I've developed a deep appreciation for my upbringing and like recognizing the positive impact it had on shaping my character. And it's like, I guess you could say it's a testament to both my parents' guidance and how my own resilience in navigating the boundaries that sat before me.
I feel like you've done so much and accomplished so much with the guidance of your parents, and I think that's something that could be really appreciated amongst a lot of people.
Exactly. No, that's true.
And you know, we gotta give that shout out to the parents out there.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that. Shout out to the parents out there. All
Shout
right.
out to the parents.
So going to the last question. Second to last question. I'm sorry. Us humans, we make mistakes.
We make mistakes.
We make mistakes. All right. So what historical event changed you the most, and where were you when it happened?
Me personally, it was when, well, that's a good question. In 2020, I don't know if many know they're out there, but there was an explosion in Lebanon. It was a big explosion in Beirut.
Yeah, Beirut, yeah.
I was home and, you know, I heard about it. My parents were talking about it. And it was a really big situation at the time. If a lot of people were affected, over, I think 20 people passed away, maybe even more. And that took a hit to Beirut. That took a hit to my home country, you know, and that's your home country as well, right?
Exactly, yeah, I'm from Lebanon too. It's very sad. It's very sad.
It's very tragic, you know. But the Lebanese people are known to be really resilient. We go through these issues, but we get past them. And we got past these issues, and it was sad because now when I go down to Lebanon, I see certain things.
Can I pause you there? I like how you like keep using this word resilience, and you yourself are a resilient person. So I really like how you correlate these kind of things.
So you got me emotional, man. Thank you so much. You know, I love your positivity. I love your creativity. If it wasn't for you, Dr. Harville, maybe me and him would have never met. Got the relationship that we did.
You made another mistake, man. Dr. Hazlitt, what's wrong with this guy today, man?
A lot is wrong with me today.
All right, it's all right.
It's all right.
Okay, so I guess like I'll reflect the question back to me. So an historical event that impacted me the most was definitely COVID-19. And I remember it clear as day. I was at home playing Minecraft with my friends, and then the news just went out that there was a global lockdown.
Minecraft was the vibes.
Yeah, we were off school, so you know. So like suddenly like everything changed from there, and after that things got really different, and I found it harder to talk to people and socialize. So hanging out with my friends became a rare thing, and it was replaced by online chats and video calls like Zoom. So the pandemic also made me think about my mental health, and my physical health. So being stuck at home, I felt the need to get fit. So I started working out and achieving more of my new goals.
I like that, man.
So I feel like like as we all move forward from this time, I carry with me the lessons I learned during it. And I'm more aware of life's uncertainties, and I'm more grateful for the little moments, and I'm more determined to face whatever comes our way with strength. And guess what word? Resilience.
Wow, I like that, man. And I got a question for you. We're gonna head on to this. What is the hardest question you had here today? We've answered a bunch.
The hardest question we had to answer today. It's gonna have to be the first question.
Hands down.
What was the most memorable childhood event, and how has it impacted you today? I feel like us as human beings have lots and lots of childhood experiences that really impacted us and created us who we are today. So I really wanted to take my time, like when I chose this question, and what I depicted from my childhood to use to answer it. So I feel like that was the hardest one, and it was more like on the time consuming side because I wanted to choose the right answer. You know what I mean?
I like that, man.
So what about you? So
same issue. See? Humans, not AI.
same issue? Like what? Like
Number one.
number one?
Number one.
Oh my God.
Growing, I had a lot. There's a lot of moments in this world, and that's something of a blessing. It might be a short time period, as we said before, but we have a lot of memories. We have a lot of moments with people, We spend hours with each other, working hard, dedicating time. We have time having fun, Everybody has moments. And there's so many different lifestyles, so many different things you could pick. And I picked the one about me in second grade, for example. But yeah, that was my biggest struggle right there, personally. But, we got through it. I got through it with Abdullah Uza. And we got through with you guys here today on the Ammo's podcast.
All right, so I think we could come to a conclusion that he is an AI.
That he is?
I'm
No.
just messing. I'm just messing.
And I think you're not an AI either.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I mean, we would never know if you could just be like smart enough, fool everyone. All right.
Okay.
All
right.
So I appreciate you guys all for listening. I appreciate you, Dr. Hazlitt, for allowing this kind of midterm. Me and him were never friends. Now we're friends.
Our voice. And I think it makes people think, it takes them a moment to think about reality in the world that we live in. AI has a lot of control. It does.
No, you're right.
I'm not gonna lie, ChatGPT helps out sometimes. Not with schoolwork as well, but like scheduling,
you're
helping
an
out.
AI?
You're off the camera, buddy. But, I gotta take it, and I like this project a lot, man.
Yeah, same. I feel like we could come to the conclusion that none of us are AI. So we appreciate you all guys for listening today and taking your time out to hear our responses to whether we are an AI or not. So wrapping that up, it's the end of our first ever Ammo episode.
We liked it. We love you guys. Have a great day.